untrue. But now the AD carry here for FaZe. And it's just Jhin.
Jhin Shin with Ambessa. I've always been a big fan of Jhin Ambessa with any sort of other engage. And in this case, it's going to take a flash grab early from the jungler in the early game. As we do have a taunt here from Karia.
Yeah, Career trying to go up against the wall, and it's a fourth shot for first blood. Tons of damage into Career.
Coming over for a contest here, but I don't think Smash can get access.
I'm not sure about that. The flash comes in. Nice block here from Career as Lucid gets in, takes the dragon down, but now he's in a bit of a rough spot. Does live for quite a long time and enables Smash to try to get the kill, but the flash away. And now Smash looking for that kill on a pace. He's not going to get it. And now the curtains open up. Career flashing away and barely gets out of range. Showmaker, very nice dodge, but the flash over from Faker. Looks for the egg, and he will pick it up, and this will definitely be a kill. Unless he runs out of mana. It's actually kind of close as one auto and one tick, and Faker picks up the kill. T1
wouldn't even be a big deal.
Yeah.
So the fact that Dplus end up getting this dragon at such a heavy cost of the fight commitment is just so horrible for them. This early game really couldn't be much worse. Now T1 are looking to fight for grubs here. Lucid going back in again.
They are just fighting for everything as they're throwing everything into the Xin Zhao. Lucid is going to live for quite a while, but eventually does go down. It's now over the wall. Nice gaze there from the side of Faker. Picks up a double kill as now we got a 3-0 Cassiopeia. So much for the best team in the world. They're getting smashed as Faker's 4-0.
I think this
one. Fourth shot. Barely going to sail wide.
But he's still pushed away.
Yeah.
It's small win. The Ezreal survives there. He'll be able to get some of this wave at the end, but... FaZe just walks up and shoots him in the face!
Kind of Yumi emoting themselves while having their own game of League of Legends. And yeah, DK got the first drink. Oh, but he can dodge, utilizes the walk strategy. Nicely done by him. If he gets hit by that with no flash, I think he just dies, as he is alone. Meanwhile, in top lane, Faker considering it, but pings do come down, as they do know he's there. Do they know about Owner, though? As we're looking for just a straight-up dive underneath the turret, just going to tank it up is Owner. Miasma comes down, ult is there as well. Owner does commit to the flash away, but I think he was always dead.
Showmaker.
Speaking of getting greedy and messing something up, it looks like it's going to be Showmaker to be the first one to do that. You see that Lucid was going top, and then he went away from top because he's like, yeah, you're dead. Nothing I can do. Even a TP committed to.
So they made this happen. T1, which he builds as a counter to the Tempered Fate. And now this dragon is attempted here by Dplus. Big rotation over from T1. Doran has TP as well, and they're just going to have to bail out of the area.
Career? Yeah, he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Already used his magical journey, flashed in mid, and yeah, I mean, he got FaZe's flash, but also he died because of it. So now, first Hextech Drake is going to go over to T1, and they're really running away with this one.
I'm going to go back to two things that CV Max said. Okay, I've got two quotes from items for Smash. It feels like it's just so far away. Nice try.
Yeah. I mean, it is. He's almost got his 100% correctly. But it's just funny because
it doesn't feel relevant.
They're already so far ahead.
Yeah.
I suppose in the top lane, Doran isn't like massively ahead, so any bit matters. Speaking of which, he's at this point in time, I mean, if you look at the items, T1 do have a massive lead, but we got two items on Lucid. He's going to be going in. They're looking for FaZe as Career ults him and saves him. And here comes the Shen. Carry is just right there to press his R, and it's an easy turnaround.
Practically on spawn, the enemy jungler off the map. It's not a 50-50. It's not a risk. In fact, it's optimal.
He's just going to kill Career, too. Gets on the magical journey, actually, so he barely gets away. But, yeah, that's Baron at 21 minutes. A little T1 Baron action as now Vision and a kill. FaZe just not really missing these, although he misses everything else on the smash. And Doran is rotating over to try to catch Shivu, who has his flash. He's just going to back.
Doran doesn't have ult, so he can annoy Shivu.
That Career can factor in, by the way. Like, he needs to know that FaZe is nearby, that there's a Jhin on the enemy team. He is backing when they still have vision of him, right? Even though
he added a few dashes to Ambessa's kill on that one, and he's just going to get out. As meanwhile, T1 are taking the whole base. Herald's going to charge into this bottom inhibitor turret, mid turret down. Faker's going to make quick work of that. Faker is 3 levels up on Showmaker, at least briefly here. Is maybe this time they can punish FaZe? Maybe this time they can punish FaZe?
Well, at least he finally hit him with his Tempered Fate.
They almost got his flash!
Yeah. Faker has flash himself. Is just going to sit here and look to fight, actually, up against 4. Just holding onto his flash, I suppose. And there it goes, as in comes the Shen. And now locked down by everybody. As even Pays trying to shoot down Smash with them in his face. T1 are down members in this fight. Pays goes down, and all of a sudden, a weird wonky one. Stun comes in from Showmaker. That's another shutdown. And a lot of gold is given to DK for free.
Maybe one step forward here for Dplus that they desperately needed. As we are going to still continue to fight for red buff here.
Yeah, trying to take down the Xin Zhao as the Crescent Guard comes in, and he's dead. And so Showmaker goes down to his egg. TP comes in, and this is getting weird. At least a couple of kills go back the way of T1.
We were super close to winning it. It didn't work out. But if we had won that fight
game by game, and I mean, Dplus are definitely better than what we've seen so far today, so I'm sure they know about it too. As now looking for a play, Smash totally isolated on the top side. The ult's late from Career, and he's just magical journeying for himself. This is a total wash in favor of T1. As they the Dragon, maybe they can just end the game.
Now, Dplus in this team fight looked like one of those bosses in an old video game that has a big glaring red weak point. They found Smash, and they hit him on his back on that red button, and he died. And Dplus just fell apart. No setup, no control, nothing in this fight. And Shield will be the last remaining member to try to defend against the onslaught that is T1 here in a 28-minute win. He's going to TP to the turret.
He got a shield, I guess.
I guess so. He's going to try to brawl it out as Aatrox.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do. I think the 9,000 gold worth of money that T1 has ahead of him is more than enough. And this game 1 was kind of over for about 20 minutes, but T1 play it out, and they play it out pretty well. A couple of oopsies in the mid lane, but doesn't really end up mattering as they're